Okie dokie. Apparently my last video was too long and therefore is having trouble uploading properly. So I'm going to have to make my same video just slightly shorter. So let me share my screen first, obviously. And I know in my last video, a video you'll probably aren't going to see at the moment. Let me keep this going. There we go. So with my last video, I talked a little bit about, more in depth, I should say, about all the different things that I did. But for this video, seeing as the last one was too long and wasn't able to properly upload, I'm going to be a little bit more short and to the point. Let's connect. I want to make a different connection as well. There we go. Okay, that should open that up. So first things first, I want to go over two issues that I had, and because those are probably the most important. It's always the issues. So this week, if I can find it, I made myself a master key and an encryption key, two of which I could use. Actually, let's see, if I go into security, we can probably see. No, always. Oh, I was able to see the encryption keys and stuff earlier, so I could show you. I've forgotten where they are. Pretty much, I had trouble encrypting my database. It would constantly fail and it wouldn't tell me why. So I am going to not go through it again, but I will show you a little bit on what I did to fix the issue of it always failing. So if we go down to encrypt columns, and let's say, for example, I wanted to, I will use a different database just in case. I don't want to screw anything up. So for the sake of, let's do zip state and city, or we'll just do one for now. So set that to randomized. Next, this is the encryption key that I made. And even though it's a very nice encryption key, using it will cause the SQL Server to have a bit of a meltdown. So instead of it failing, I will have it pretty much generate its own. And of course, after that, you'll need to auto-generate a master key. And then once you do that, it should process correctly. And let's see, so make sure when you are encrypting data, just have it use its own key instead of the key that you created. I know it sucks going through the trouble of creating a key and then it doesn't like the key. So we're just gonna have it make its own key. Don't go through the trouble. And it should be just fine. I, of course, won't go all the way through and encrypt that stuff. because at the moment we don't want to. Another issue I had was here inside of the cloud database server that my class has set up. So while going through, I wasn't able to see my database here on the server even after I docked it. That's because when you want your database to show up on here, you actually have to go through and pretend to restore the database from your device, obviously. Now, when we did the docking command, we used the classroom data / home. So even though it's planting me here in the / data, we actually want to go up, find home, right click on that, and then you'll see what you're looking for. Cool. So next, what you want to do is you also want to reallocate those files and then press OK. After that, should be fine. And once you refresh your database, you go up here, press the refresh button. You should see it. So those are some of the issues I had. For the most part, that's really all there was to class. In the video I tried to make earlier, I did go through each step that we did. Unfortunately, that ended up being too long, and I wasn't able to upload it correctly. Also, when it comes to logging in as somebody else, for whatever reason, the login that I had for this guy right here and his logins down here for his different Bob and his Carol, the two tester programmers were using, his password for whatever reason didn't work, and his is the only password I know. I don't want to go tromping around on Teams while I'm recording here because I don't want to expose anybody else's passwords or any information they might have left. So we are going to leave it there for now, and hopefully this should be able to upload just fine. Yeah, that is all for week 5 of database administration.